And yes, I am Dr. Terry Levine. I'm delighted that you've joined. And this next 60 minutes or so is going to really shift how you think about marketing. And the shift will be a permanent shift. So I want to start with a question. How many of you feel like marketing is something you have to do to people rather than something that draws people to you? If you think you have to do marketing to people, put a yes in the chat. You have to market at people. You have to do it to people. Okay, well, that's good. Yet I still see, being very transparent, a lot of posts. Thank you, Anna. A lot of posts and a lot of emails and a lot of stuff that is really contradicting that. It's still marketing to people and trying to get those people to respond and give you an outcome. And I see that happening all the time. I've been in business well over 40 years. So I've built and sold multiple companies, and I finally cracked the code years ago. And it has nothing to do with funnels, algorithms, or chasing anyone's attention or trying to get more numbers on social media, because your ego, those numbers are not your amigo. I don't care how many people follow you on LinkedIn or connections you have. I don't really care how big or small your email list. So today I'm going to share with you reverse marketing that I have used to establish all of my multi-million dollar businesses. And I've done this now for over 8,000 other women in business. So if you're taking notes, you want to take a note on the words reverse marketing. And today you're going to leave here. I'm going to literally show you exactly how to use it. So here's the premise before we dig in. Most people market by pushing their offer outwards and trying to get it in front of people. And reverse marketing flips all of that. You create a field of attraction. Now, I'm not just talking the law of attraction where you sit here and go, bring me clients, then you wonder why they don't come. This is actually something that's going to pull in the aligned people. It's so clear, it's so genuine, it's so valuable that the right people are literally pulled to you. You don't have to do any convincing, you don't have to do any performing. It's based on one word: connection. Connections. So let me dig into the reverse marketing framework and give you the whole core of what it is. It's based on 3 pillars. And I'm going to suggest you write these down because we're going to actually work on all of these today right here. The first one is radical clarity. Radical clarity. You see, you cannot attract what you cannot describe. And a lot of business owners have a very vague message. I love this with, I see a lot of coaches. Oh, I help people live their best life. Well, that's not a magnet. It's kind of like wallpaper. It just sticks there. Radical clarity means you can say in one sentence exactly who you help, what result they get, and why you are the one to deliver it. So that's pillar 1 that we're going to dig into, radical clarity. I'll introduce the other pillars and then we'll dig. Pillar 2 is genuine resonance. Genuine resonance. People do not buy from brands. People buy from people that they feel deeply understood by. So what genuine resonance means is that your content, your conversations, and your presence are speaking directly to the inner world of your ideal client. You are speaking to their fears. You're speaking to their desires. You're really speaking to what keeps them up at night. And they resonate with you because they realize you get them. You understand them. And the third pillar that we're going to go deep on today is what I call consistent presence. Consistent presence. Attraction requires repetition, not chasing, not hunting, not posting 12 times a day. Consistent present means that you show up predictably in the spaces where your target audience already lives. And when you show up with value, you show up with heart, and you show up with nothing to prove. When someone is ready, you're already right in front of them. You're already there. So these 3 pillars, they work together. Clarity tells them what you do. Resonance makes them feel seen. And presence means they find you when it matters. Okay, got it? All right, now let's put this into action. So let's build radical clarity and let's do it together in real time. So this first exercise, I don't know, I'm going to leave 5 to 8 minutes roughly for this. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to take you through it step by step. And I'm going to suggest that right now you either grab a piece of paper and a pen or you open a document or a notepad on your computer, because we are going to literally build your magnetic messaging right now. We're going to do this together. So step one is you want to write down the name of one specific person that you love working with the most. Give them a name if it helps. Like my most ideal client that I've ever worked with in 40 years, over 8,000 clients, her name is Mia. So if you say to me, come up with a specific person, you can write a description or you can write the person's name. I want you to write that down. The one specific person that you love working with the most. And if it helps, give them a name. And by the way, maybe it's a past client that you adored, maybe it's a current client. Just write that down, okay? Everybody got that? Give me a thumbs up when you got that. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, good stuff. All right, now I want you to, second step, write down the single biggest result that person got or that they desperately wants from working with someone like you. I don't want a list. I want the one thing. So if I look at Mia, the one thing that she hired me for was to prove a concept that she had and that she could create a 7-figure business out of it. So what was the one thing? In that case, it was a 7-figure business. So what is the single biggest result that that one person wants or desperately wants or that they got already working with you? Okay, I don't want a list. Everybody got that? Yes? Head nods. Everybody got that? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good job, ladies. Then the third step is I want you to write down, this is really important, the emotional state that they were in before working with you. So I can tell you when Mia showed up at one of my retreats, she was frustrated. She felt completely stuck. No one believed in her idea and she wanted this business. So what was the emotional state? Maybe they were overwhelmed, maybe they were frustrated, maybe feeling invisible. Get specific. And when you write down the word, it's just one word that really nails that emotional state. I want it to be a word that they would use. Okay? Head nods. Everybody got that? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, good. All right. Now you're going to be writing your version, and it's going to go like this. I help who specifically? I help who specifically? Who feels, now you name the emotional state. So I help who specifically that feels, name the emotional state. Finally achieve, now you name that one specific result without, and now you name the common mistake or frustration or dread. So let me just give you an example of this. I help, I'm just going to make up one from one of my clients, coaches who feel overwhelmed with marketing finally achieve a minimum of $1,000 a day without spending more than 20 minutes a day marketing. Okay, I help who, what emotional state achieve that one specific result without common frustration. So I want you to take a minute. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Don't overthink this. I want you to write down your version. And by the way, for today, your first draft is perfect. We're not going to do touch up today. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Look at the clock here. I'm going to give you 2 full minutes. Don't overthink it. First draft is all I want. And I'm going to ask you to drop it in the chat, and I will drop the formula in the chat for you as well. And you've got 2 minutes to do this. So give me 1 second. There you go. When you have it, just drop it in the chat. It's just a rough draft, and I'm going to help you touch it up. So just drop what you have in the chat when you have it. We've got 1 more minute here. Nothing fancy, just do a quick draft. And just be brave. No one's going to judge. You're going to get some feedback, and I'll help a couple of you, and vicariously, I think that will help others. Great. We've got one in the chat, so let's take a look at that. It's from Laura. So I'll start with you, Laura. First, I want to celebrate you for dropping it in there. Okay, let's see. I help and work with. So my suggestion is to keep it really simple. I help who? By the way, people don't like the word work. Feels like a lot. So I help who, and we want to pick just one type of person. So even though you want to say B2B CEOs, or just make it real simple for this, and I would probably just say Laura CEOs. I help CEOs, the emotional state, who feel they need to make more confident decisions. That's good, that's fine. And then what do they achieve? Finally, attract customers that fit and return. Oh, I love that. And retain customers that matter without guessing. I have to say, I'm celebrating you, Laura. You did a very good job on that. It is a magnetic message. It's got some radical clarity to it. So I would just change the beginning a little bit and the rest is right on. Let's take a look at Christy. I help smart leaders. So the only thing I would say about this is I'm not sure if people walk around waking up in the morning going, I'm a smart leader. I'm not sure if they call themselves that. So I might not use the word smart. I might find another word to better describe that person, Christy. I help what kind of leader? That would be a good thing to put in there. I help them and the emotional state they're in who feel irritated. Great word, by the way. Lots of people feel irritated. And what is the specific result? Finally, achieve impactful work. I love that without the typical corporate suck. Having been someone who was CEO of a national healthcare company for years, I know exactly what that is. So I would just change the smart leaders and really define that person even better because we want to have that radical clarity where instantly someone says, is this me or is this not me? Okay, now I want to, let's see. I'll do one more. I'll do Carol. Let's take a look at Carol. Oh, I might do a few more. Let's keep going. Carol. I help accomplished women leaders. And again, I'd be careful there. I don't know if people walk around saying, oh, I'm an accomplished woman. I'm not sure. So I'd rather be specific to an industry or to a niche. I help who? Okay, over 50, that's really good. You've qualified that. How do they feel? Confused by choices of retirement. That is a very common thread that I hear. I like that. Achieve clarity about their life purpose. So that's good. The only thing, Carol, I would just change the beginning and you're good there. And Teresa, I help corporate teams, very clear. Who is it? What is it that they're dealing with? Overwhelmed with stress. What are they getting? Finally, achieve wellness and healthy culture. And how are they feeling without feeling like they have one more thing to add to their to-do list? I think that has totally nailed it, Teresa. I totally get that. And it's super clear. And change it up a bit. I help women who feel invisible. Now, that's a pretty interesting audience. And that is a feeling that people do feel. What happens? Create their own path without overwhelm. All right, we're nailing it, ladies. We're doing well. Kathy, I help who? Female entrepreneurs. What are they feeling? Frustrated in their business. What do they get? Next level of visibility. And I think these words are really important at the end, Kathy, without doing it all themselves. Oh my gosh. You guys should all be like patting yourselves on the back. This is very impressive, and we're not even in the deep section yet. I help intuitive entrepreneurs very clear. How do they feel? Confused on how to apply their purpose for business. What happens? Finally achieve full ownership and confidence, driving their offers. It gets a little wordy. It gets a little wordy here. What are they achieving? Full ownership and confidence. And then we've got driving their offers. We've got a kind of a bit of wordiness in there, Eva. I would just touch that up and see if you could make it a little clearer and a little plainer. Okay, now we're going to go to the next section. We're going to talk about where you're currently showing up and honestly really take a look at whether it's drawing people toward you or creating friction or maybe being a big time suck for you. And this is what I call the attraction audit. It is a 5-question audit, and I'm going to read them and I'm going to ask you to truly and honestly answer them for yourself. Put them in the chat so we can share. So question number 1, where are you showing up most consistently right now? Could be a platform, social media platform. It could be a podcast. It could be in your community. It could be email. I want you to pick the one place that you are showing up most consistently right now. Most consistently right now. Just drop that in the chat. Social media. Give me the exact platform. Okay, got LinkedIn for Kathy. Sherry, give us one platform that you're mostly showing up on. Okay, Sherry, thank you. Facebook, bi-weekly newsletters for Teresa. Okay, we have lots of LinkedIn. We've got email. Okay, we've got a big assortment here. Okay, the second question, does your message on that platform, think about this, match the magnetic message that you just wrote? And I want you to either say yes, no, or partially. Does your message on that platform match the magnetic message you just wrote? Yes, no, or partially? Partially, sometimes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we got a bunch of yeses, sometimes, and partially. Okay, this is going to be important, and we'll keep going. The third question, in the last 30 days, how many of your posts or emails, messages spoke to your ideal clients' emotional state, not your offer, their emotional state? In the last 30 days, how many of your posts, emails, messages really spoke to their emotional state? Jot that in the chat. And again, be as honest as you can, because that's how you'll help yourself. 25%. Okay, all focused on emotional state. That's awful. Awesome, Carol. Kathy, not many. Nice and honest. 25% could do better. Okay, thanks, Laura. Okay, the fourth question. When someone reads your bio or your intro, do they immediately know if you're their person? What would they say? Would they immediately go, oh my gosh, Kathy is my person, Teresa's my person, oh, Eva's who I've been looking for? Would they immediately know that? Yes or no? I think so. Yes. Anybody else? Immediately. They read just your bio and they immediately know. Okay, we're hoping and we're thinking. Okay, so we have a little work to do in that area. Okay, and the last question. What is one thing you are doing in your marketing right now out of fear or obligation rather than genuine alignment? What is one thing that you're doing you think you should have to do this? It's fear, it feels out of alignment. What is that one thing that you're doing right now? And again, be honest. Newsletter, yes. LinkedIn, no, that's regarding your messaging. Thanks, Teresa. Okay, what's that one thing in your marketing? Something you just don't even really want to be doing, or it doesn't feel right, and the marketing gurus told you had to do it. You're supposed to do it. Everyone needs a podcast. Everyone needs a newsletter. Got to send out emails. You need a funnel. You better be blogging. You better write articles. You better get on other people's podcasts. There we go. More social media platforms, making a new offer. Okay. So I want you to take notice of that. Um, I can try to post them in the chat. I can try to post them in the chat. So there were 5 questions actually. I'll see if I can get them in there for you. I'm not sure that I can, but I will try because I have a lot of different windows open here, but I'll try to pull them up. So these questions to me are the most important. And just so you know, I go to these questions regularly. I am at these questions all the time. Why am I at these questions all the time? Because in my business, I also need to take a look at these questions. Hopefully you can read that. It comes from an outline that I have. I want you to really dig into these 5 questions. Okay. I want you to really think about these questions. And I want to ask you, as you're looking at this, one thing. Who has a marketing task that they're doing out of fear or obligation? I want you to drop that in the chat. The one thing that you're doing out of fear or obligation, and let's not judge each other, because that's the thing that reverse marketing is going to free you from. Okay. So I remember I saw one up here, a couple up here. Thank you for posting that. All right. Making a new offer, more social media platforms. What else? What is that one? The social media. Okay. Look at the common theme that we have, social media. Okay. Which, by the way, is the thing that comes up most frequently. So it doesn't surprise me. So let's just take a moment and let's think about social media. And here's what I want you to see. The places where you show up authentically because you really want to be there. Those are the places that are working better than you think because they don't feel like a task. Okay. If you told me that I had to show up on Pinterest, for example, that would feel like a task because I normally don't open Pinterest, don't look at like, oh gosh, something else I have to remember. Or if you said you need to post on X, which I dropped out of years ago, it would feel like work to me. I happen to have a community. It's on Facebook. It's called Heartrepreneurs, and it's my community. It's the only place that I really show up. It's where I show up. Why? Authentically, I like to go there with the 10,000 or so members. I like to interview the members. I like to create value for the members. That doesn't mean that any of you have to do that. It's just for me, I love doing that. I can't wait. I'm like, oh, I'm going to open up my community and see what's going on. The reason that I do about 1 million a year organically out of that community, that one community, is because I can't wait to be there and I love doing it. Now, I'm being very transparent. It's not going to be for all of you. I rarely use LinkedIn. Why? Because my community works really well. I feel really connected to these people. I know them really well. I interview many of them. Many of them come up to my retreats, my masterminds. And so I don't want to hang out and scatter my energy and go, oh, I have to go to LinkedIn. Oh, now I have to go over to Instagram. Oh, I better be on Facebook. Oh, I better post over here. I better do a reel, carousel story. Better get on someone's podcast. Better go have a podcast. I do one thing. I have one community. I have one offer. And I sell it all through one Google document, one. And that brings in typically about $1,000 every single day, every single day. That's all that I do. Why? It's what I love. Now, you don't have to love that. You may say, Terry, I love to show up on LinkedIn. Okay, then that's where you're going to focus. If you're looking at any of these, and many of you put social, and you don't like them, don't do them. I feel obligated to tell them, inspired to share. That's perfect. So what I would say is let the obligated part leave. Don't even bother doing it. When we show up and we don't really want to be showing up, people get that energy. They get it. They know you don't want to be there, don't want to do that. I had somebody come into my community a few years ago and do a Facebook Live. And it was one of the worst trainings that I've ever personally been on. And I had been on a call with the person and they really had great ideas. And at the end, I said, I don't think I'm ever going to leave that up in the community. Did you really want to be here? Like I just asked transparently. And she said, I had a really bad night. I was throwing up all night and I forced myself to be here. I'm like, you just could have told me and we would have rescheduled. I took it down immediately because the last thing I want to do is position her in the community where people can feel that someone didn't want to be there. So I like that, Laura. Oftentimes obligations are random acts. Yeah. So my favorite word, by the way, in the whole human language is no. I say it more frequently than anything else, and it's a full sentence. I was asked to go to dinner tonight. Friends, I love and adore them. And I said, no, thank you. And they said, oh, we could go someplace else. No. And then we could this, we could, no, it's just a no. I don't need to give a reason. It's a no. So now we want to look at your next right action so we can take some of this insight into immediate implementation. I'm all about getting results, and I want you to leave with one clear step. So here's what most workshops and things like trainings leave you with. They leave you with ideas that are swirling around in your head, but you have no path forward. You don't have clarity. We're not going to do that. So we're going to spend about the next 10 minutes identifying your one next right action. And we're going to make commitments. We're going to actually do them out loud. So I want you to go back and I want you to look at your magnetic message. First exercise we did, magnetic message.